People of Earth, my name is Colin, your name is Audience, and welcome back to this. Can't tell I'm dressed a little nice, and that's because today is Monday, first of all. Second of all, and probably most importantly, it is the first day of my summer job teaching film with some kiddos. So I'm quite excited, but also, of course, apprehensive because I haven't done this in a year. And the question when I come back to these things after basically the entire school year of not really doing it, coming back to it, the question is always there of like, what's going to happen? Am I still going to be okay at it? Is it still going to be relatively easy to learn names? All of that stuff, as I imagine a lot of teachers feel after probably having the summer off. They come back and they maybe are a little worried about like, oh, do I still have it? Whatever it is it still there? I'm pretty confident. I've been doing this for a while. For those of you who don't know, I used to swim coach when I was much younger. Not when I was much younger, like literally 2 or 3 years ago. I think the last year that I swim coached was 2021 or the summer of 2021. So yeah, I've been doing this for a while. So I'm not actually that worried, but obviously there's always going to be that little bit of self-doubt. My normal job during the year, which we've talked about at length, freelance videography, that does involve getting up kind of whenever I want, which this summer job does not. In fact, I live in Stanton and the job is in Charlottesville, which means that at the very most, not very most, that would be incredibly crazy, but it's a 45-minute drive. So that's its own thing. But recognizing that I have to do that in the morning, every morning, to be consistent and get there on time is really, really important. And once again, something that I haven't really dealt with for most of the year. That's honestly more scary than working with the kids, if I'm being perfectly honest. Because it happened to me last year, just like, I think it was just one time I slept in. I think a lot of people will agree with me that it is maybe my least favorite feeling in the world, bar none, of that your head coming off the pillow and realizing that you have slept past the point of no return, or slept in too late, or you messed up somehow, and your head comes off the pillow and you're just like, you regret every decision you've ever made up until that point, and it's just not fun. And I will say I have a pretty good alarm system. I'll dive into it a little bit later. That'll be kind of the focus of today's vlog, because like I talked about, that's the main thing that's keeping me together. Avoiding that horrible moment of realization. But I will say specifically this morning, I had a moment where being asleep is being asleep, and it always feels the same, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel different whether you're asleep before your alarm goes off or if you're asleep after your alarm goes off. That's what being unconscious is. You have no knowledge of time. Now, I will say, I think at a certain point, your body gets trained enough where you know what time it is. I'm not going to dive into that right now. We can have a whole discussion about it once I get home from work. But my point is, my head came off the pillow at 6:45 this morning going, oh no, has my alarm gone off yet? What is going on? As a matter of fact, my head came off the pillow, and I can tell you, at 6:44 a.m. because my alarm is set for 6:45. So I actually woke up maybe 30 seconds before my alarm went off, which is pretty crazy. You've got live production versus narrative filmmaking, and those are two very different things. They can have similarities, but for the most part, the techniques and the things that are important are pretty different. So it activates a different side of my brain that I haven't been using for most of the year, which means that the side of my brain that I have been using for most of the year can frickin' sit down in a recliner with a Mai Tai. Just take it easy, basically. But yeah, so I'm excited. Just wanted to let you all know that that's what's going on before I head out. But yeah, I do want to dive into that app that I use for waking up in the morning. We're going to dive into that app a little bit and how I use it once I get home from work today. So I will see all of you then. Wish me luck. All right, I am back. It's about midnight, so I've been procrastinating on this a little bit. But first day work went really, really well. I had a great time with the kiddos. Got all of our work done for the day, which was exactly what you want from a first day of work. Nothing is worse to me, at least nowadays, than waking up and having to go dig through my laundry basket. Now, you could argue that I should fold the laundry, but that's like so far past what we're talking about in terms of effort, because that's the main thing that's important, is just getting me into the shower as quickly as possible after waking up. But enough about the other things that I do. The app that I use is called Alarmy, and it looks something like this. I'm not going to do screen recording because I'm feeling lazy. Basically, you can set up what are, I think they call them, missions. That can be anything from doing math problems to touch typing, like typing out a sentence word for word. That one I don't do. I tried it, I think, once, and it just, like, it was too much in the morning. So the way that I have mine set up, and you're welcome to borrow this, but you don't have to. App is called Alarmy. The way that I have mine set up is I have an alarm set for 6:45 every morning. And basically the mission that I have selected is a barcode scan, which basically means that this alarm is going to go off pretty loudly, but it's going to go off next to my bed until I scan a specific barcode. And what specific barcode would that be, you might be asking? Well, it's in fact the barcode on the back of my stick of deodorant. The important thing about this was picking something that was going to go with me everywhere. As we all know, I travel a decent amount during the year when we're doing sports stuff. So making sure that it wasn't something that I would easily leave behind. I tried it a while back with a picture rather than a barcode, and I had a little, I put some text, I think it was something dumb from the Matrix, where it was like, wake up, the Matrix has you, and you would have to line that up and take a picture every morning. That was pretty difficult because in the morning I don't have my contacts in and I'm woozy. I've just gotten up. It's difficult to hold the camera steady and take a picture. I like the barcode scan because it just kind of requires you to point it in the general direction. You do have to be somewhat careful. A lot of times now on these, on just products in general, you'll have a barcode and typically a QR code or some other type of code. I don't even know what to call them. So, but if it scans one of those, it's not going to work. So it's going to say, oh, that didn't work. Alarm's still going to go off. It's going to keep going off. The main goal of all of this, what it really boils down to, is getting me out of bed and to, and this is going to sound crazy, a secondary location. That's the best way I can describe it. For a long time, my solution was just to use a like physical alarm clock and just put it across the room. But what I discovered is as long as that is in the room, I'm just going to get back in bed. And it's not even like I guess you could argue that it's a mind over matter thing. Like if I just was like, don't get back in bed. But at a certain point, I'm so tired or beat up or whatever that I would just get back in bed without even clocking the fact that I was awake. Like that's to the level where we were getting. So this is important because it basically gets me on my way to the bathroom to shower from the second I wake up. So basically what it looks like is I'll be sleeping, my phone will go off, I will grab my phone, I will grab basically a pair of underwear that I'm going to put on after I shower. Doesn't have to be my full outfit, but just has to be basically something to put on after I shower. And then I make my way to the bathroom, scan the barcode on my deodorant, probably use the get the shower started, probably use the bathroom, shower, and then go on with the rest of my morning routine. And so that's what it's really all about for me, is getting myself out of bed and into the shower. I am a morning showerer. Some people disagree with that. It wakes me up. I think at this point, if I showered before going to bed, I would not be able to fall asleep because it would wake me up too much. But that's basically what my wake up routine looks like. The issue is, and I've talked about this a little bit before, is it all has to do with me having something to do. And I'm not talking about like showering. I'm talking about like if I know that I need to leave the house at no later than 7:50 to get to work on time, this is enough to get me there. The next part of that I would like to improve upon is, especially in my line of work during the year, I don't work every day. There's not really work to be done every day. There's certainly like passion projects that I could spend more time on if I had motivation. But the key is, again, if I have somewhere I need to be, the combination of Alarmy and scanning that barcode and getting out and into the shower is really, really good, and it functions pretty well. On just like a normal day when I'm not working, so like the weekend or during the year if I have a couple days off, I really go scan it and then go back to bed for like honestly a couple hours. And that's a bad habit, and I'm trying to be better about breaking it. The first step, obviously, in breaking that habit is to get in the routine of getting up at whatever time it is, 6:45 every morning. And then I've kind of skated over this, but I think the really, really important part is the shower. I would love to be the type of person that could wake up and go work out in the morning, but I know that if I don't get in that shower, the odds of me sitting down and then eventually laying down in bed and then falling back asleep are very, very high. So if I can get my body moving and get in the shower and get going, that's really what gets me past the point of no return, or past going back to sleep, basically. iPhones come with an alarm app, but specifically the reason I use Alarmy is so that you literally, and this is the danger of it a little bit, God, I'm getting sidetracked now, is if you leave that barcode at home, or you leave whatever, the picture you need to take, whatever, something you need to take a picture of at home, you're not going to be able to turn off the alarm, which sounds crazy. I think technically if you uninstall the app from your phone, it will stop. But yeah, that's how kind of serious it is it does not turn off unless you do the task. And that's both really great, but also kind of dangerous if you're somebody who, so that's why I picked deodorant, is basically, and there's a good rule of thumb for everybody, I would think, you should be putting on deodorant every morning. Even people who are like, oh, I don't smell, do it anyway. Not that I am saying that people smell, but people do smell. But again, I picked something that I not carry with me, like it's not on me, but like if I'm going to stay the night somewhere, basically any time that I would need an alarm to wake me up, my deodorant stick is going to be there. I will say when I switch, like when I run out of a stick of deodorant, I do have to switch over the barcode to make sure that it still functions, so I don't throw away the key to turning off my alarm. So hopefully that was interesting enough for you to listen to the whole thing. Maybe not. Just again, that's what works for me in the morning, and it works especially well when I have something to do and somewhere I need to be. Not so well when I don't have somewhere I need to be, but that's just a motivation thing on my part. Has nothing to do with the app. So hopefully you enjoyed me ranting, babbling perhaps about my wake up routine and the app that I use. And I will catch all of you next week. But if I don't, have a good one. Peace.